So I know that's not really no type of a view for real, for real. But it's something. But anyway, I'm kind of almost in my feelings. If there's an in between point, almost in, but not really. Um, had dreams this morning. See, here I go again. I need to go get another chair. It's every time when I sit down and I'm like, I'm good, I gotta adjust. And get all these water bottles and put them up. Okay, so I got me a better chair that helps me to kind of sit up higher and all that good stuff. Anyway, so I was saying, kind of in my feelings, kind of not. And feeling emotional, I guess. But I don't fully know why. But at the same time, I had a dream this morning, and I am gonna explain that whole dream. Like, it was it started off. The one who I refer to as Big Trifling, which he just now left out the neighborhood, but he must have put his trash can or something over on my side. And I just read something recently about somebody, it was in a dream or something like that, that somebody from that household be recording me. Oh, I record her every time she takes the trash out. And so yesterday, I get my son to bring the trash can up to the house so I could put what we have in the kitchen in there, the big bag or whatever. And then I let him take it to the street before it's time for the regular pickup. And so I don't know. I just assumed while I was doing that, I just assumed, okay, this will be the time, if any, that somebody will record me every time I take out the trash, because I don't take the trash out. I let my sons do it, just to get them used to doing something around the house. So, like I said, Big Trifling must have put his trash can or something, from what I can remember. I had this dream this afternoon when I took a nap, because I woke up at like 6 this morning and stuff. But yeah, just ordered some groceries as well. Had a taste for some. I just got a taste for some fish. And then I made some shrimp the other night that was so good. This recipe that I use is garlic chili sauce. You put the mustard, you put your egg, it's like a wash or like a coating for the shrimp or seafood before you cook it, before you fry it. And it actually makes it more crispy, and it was so good. The meat was tender and the outside was crispy. So I'm gonna try it with my fish. I did it with the shrimp the other night. I'm gonna try that same thing with the fish, and it kind of makes it like a medium hot taste. It was good. So gonna do that. Gonna have me some good fresh tartar sauce, some hot sauce if I need it, but really just I ate some with some more of the hot sauce that I put in the mixture. I got that off of somebody's YouTube page, and they were sharing their recipe, but I just did mine with a twist because I didn't have the hot sauce that they had, but I had this hot sauce that tastes so good. I usually eat it with the Chinese food. So anyway, doing that, I'm prepared to do that. That's gonna be later because it's still frozen, so I'll let it thaw. Ate me some fruit today. Messed around, ate some ice cream, drinking some water now. Of course, always got my Eternal water. They need to pay me because I'm dang near sponsoring them at this point because I done put their water in some videos a couple times. But anywho, send him in my direction. But yeah, so in your dream, talking to Big Trifling, he was trying to put his trash can over there, and I was like, I think I tried to say it as politely as possible. Don't put your trash can right there. Go on or whatever. I think he had an attitude or whatever, and moved it back. And then we ended up like talking somewhere near my, which I don't want to do. I don't have a desire to do, but talking somewhere near my my driveway or something like that. The neighborhood and stuff looked like it was different. It looked set up different. We were talking, and I think then he had his sister come over. His next, his sister that's the next one, that's the same age as him. And, I mean, not same age, but similar age, should I say. And she was talking, and I think she got offended, or I said something to her. I think I told her, I said, honey, all I got to do is do such and such, and you going to be crying. And I think I did it or something like that, and she got offended, and she ended up trying to get her, Lord, I just made a crazy move in this game. But she ended up trying to call they got another sister that's next, and I think she's the youngest or whatever. And so I went in the house to prepare because I just kind of knew that it was about to happen. Something was about to take place because she called her. And so yeah, I was telling my son, look, I went to the back room where he was in. He's usually always playing his games and stuff, and so that's what he was doing in the dream. I went to the room he was in. He had a haircut. Right now he got hair. He got a lot of hair. And then again, the room was even set up. The neighborhood was set up, but the room was set up different. Just a little bit like where his like the direction that I had this video recording. That's his desk and stuff was facing this same direction instead of the front side of the house where he is, regularly. And I was like, I was telling him, go ahead and get the bat. I was telling him, go ahead and get a bat. So, and whoever, because I'm about to be fighting two people. So, go ahead and knock her out or whatever. Take the bat and knock her out. But before I could tell him, they had already walked in the house, the girl and her sister. And the first girl who always gets offended, I had pulled out these poles that and you know what, I guess I need to be specific, but they were my, matter of fact, you might can see them in this video, I don't know, they my poles that's over in the corner or whatever. It was some extra poles from the gazebo and stuff. So yeah, I pulled out some skinny poles to look like the gazebo poles or whatever, and they wasn't gonna do much damage or whatever. That's why I was telling him, get the bat. I was gonna fight one of them and fend off the other one while I'm fighting this one or whatever. And I ended up picking up the poles and basically used that. And so it's the reason why those poles were, I was trying to use those, and they're flimsier, of course, than the bat. And then, those wasn't efficient. So it wasn't effective enough. So that's when, I don't know if he ever hit her with the bat or not. But anyways, I ended up fighting them, and I ended up beating them up, both of them. And I remember myself saying, God, no, just let me fight them in my own strength. And I don't know if that means let me do it my way, the way that I know how, or this, that, and the third. I don't know. And this is the thing, because I really be thinking and believing that I'm doing what God has called me to do. I'm being obedient. I be having peace about it. I don't be having convictions. But then something like that can come along and try to deter me or discourage me and make me feel like, oh no, you're doing it the wrong way or whatever. You relying on your own. And I'm like, I know, well, I'm not. But I don't know. So I ended up, beating both of them up, and I threw them out of my house, and they turned into something that I have in my house, something else that I have in my house. So, I don't know, this is household things or things that bring peace or seem helpful to me at my house, that's being used in this dream. And I just threw them out, and after that, their so-called mom She ended up across the street. She was there. She looked skinnier. She looked more lighter skinned too. Like her skin tone looked lighter. I don't know what that means. And she started because they were what I threw them out and they were laying in my front yard as the material that I threw them out as, and she started singing or doing a chant or something, and like basically they turned back into people. So of course that to me, they are them people automatically is witchcraft regarding that, some type of witchcraft or whatever, which just gets on my nerves because I'm like, Lord, like witches and stuff. They I guess they just don't stop, don't get tired or whatever. But anyway, and it's because too probably because it's my supposed to be my kids bloodline, is supposed to be their relatives and stuff like that. But of course, my kids don't have nothing to do with them. Like living directly across the street, they don't have nothing to do with none of them. And it is what it is. I like it that way, but at the same time, I've always been a person that's family oriented. And like, no, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be like that, but I'm not finna be, if y'all don't want nothing to do with me or my kids, because I come along, I'm in the package. But yeah, if y'all don't want nothing to do with them, then I'm not about to force them on you, of course. Now they're so-called dads and whatever. Yeah, heck yeah, I used to try to force the kids on them, but then I realized, you know what? Don't want nothing to happen to my kids just because, it seemed like I'm forcing the dad to do something or whatever that they must not really want to do or feel obligated to do or whatever. So anyway, the girls came back too or something with whatever, and I guess they went over there with her. After that, I don't even know if they were still in the dream or not. But then I was doing something, gathering something or whatever, like getting myself together, or not even recovering because I beat them both up. But I think was coming in, trying to get in the house and stuff like that, and not them, me. I was trying to get in the house and just get my life back on track. And my youngest son was out, and he has a hoverboard, and he was riding his hoverboard. And it was seemingly the street was like, my yard is kind of big, my front yard is big, but it seemed like the curb we had less front yard and less grass and stuff, and it was closer to the house. And he was out there right at the corner, kind of where I'm pointing at now, even though y'all can't see it. He was trying to get his hoverboard from right over there. He's got a red hoverboard. He was trying to get it from over there, and I was like, come on in, do not go around that house. Don't go around to the backyard. And I think somehow their so-called mom ended up in my backyard, and this time she was, so the one across the street was a lighter skin tone, and she seemed younger, or just, I don't know, it was something like that or whatever. And, but then she ended up in my backyard, and she had on a black hat. My backyard kind of looked different, stuff like that. But she had on a black hat and black clothes and stuff. Of course, reminds me of just straight witch. And I don't know if she was like summoning my son or like calling him in some type of way. She was telling him to come back there for some reason, and I guess it was appealing to him. So he went on back there. And a lot of times, sometimes when I dream about my sons, it is their dad instead of them. It symbolizes their dad, but sometimes it could be my sons or whatever. And just because how the enemy be trying to get through me, of course through my kids, but even just get to my kids, period. Like, couldn't get her, so let me get them especially. And I'm like, so anyway, my son was picking up his hoverboard. He had grabbed it, and then he went on and disappeared on around that side of the house and on into the back, just like I told him not to. And I'm laughing because it was a dream, and it wasn't one of those dreams that felt real, like, oh, this is what's going to happen, or this is what's going to manifest. It was just, all I can say is it was shown to me. That's all I can say. Maybe sometimes this is what's been going on, and I didn't know, or whatever, but, and then to me, especially if we're talking about their dad definitely feeds into what his so-called, this would be their so-called great aunt, but it would be his aunt. So he feeds into what certain females in his bloodline says to him, even if it's Yeah, he don't. I guess don't realize that they're being messy and meddlesome and worse. And it seemed like he don't even care. So, and matter of fact, he's told me before he didn't care about something that I was telling him regarding his her the aunt. She wanted to fight me one time. Well, she acted like she was gonna fight me. I ain't gonna say she wanted to. She might have wanted to, but she was just acting on this on this day because it was somebody there to hold her back. And so I was just looking like, girl, go ahead and do something with yourself. And so and yeah, she's supposed to be older or whatever, but a lot of these, like I usually say, it's a lot of old food still out here. So, and Lord help me not to be an old fool. That's why I don't sell them no poison. That's why I don't sell them no bull, no BS. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I just like, I want to be wise. I want to, if I make it to old age, I want to be a wise person. I want to be walking in wisdom, living in wisdom, and I don't want to be treating the younger generation like crap and trying to get over on them and jealous and vying for people's attention and stuff like that, and feeling like I got to be in competition with the younger girls. And and I do now understand the feeling of it. Especially, I just feel like I spent so much time trying to avoid that and trying not to engage in that it tries to affect me. um Pretty much in the way I feel like it tries to affect me pretty much in the way that they wanted it to. Like, they want me to spend so much time focused on not being in competition with them and not worrying, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't worrying about them. And basically that respect your elder type thing that, it's like, I just didn't spend so much time doing that. And I didn't try to, I didn't mean to, I don't want to, but that's how that's how it played out or whatever. And so, she had ended up calling him back there some type of way, and he went too and went on. I'm like, what in the world? And next thing I know, she like turned into like a whirlwind, or she did like a spin or whatever. And honestly, like on that movie, I think one of the movies, The Witches or whatever, one of them witches like tried to get the little boy by wrapping him up in her coat or whatever, and she like did a spin and got him in there. And that's similar to what was done in my dream, but she like turned into like a black whirlwind, and like he basically like dissipated and faded into whatever trance or portal that she became and took into. So then I woke up. I was in there, and my son was in there. The one that I'm talking about, who it happened to, he was in there. He heard me. Like, I told him, if he hears me squealing or trying to wake up out of a dream, just to go ahead and wake me up. And he and I could still hear, even though I was in the dream, I could still hear what's going on around me, especially my kids, because my mother ears are trained for that. So I could hear him, and I could hear him like fumbling, trying to get to me to hurry up and wake me up. So I'm so grateful for that. And from that point on, the dream just went blank. I don't, I wanted to wake up out of it, because if somebody's trying to take my kids, that's like a damn nightmare to me. Like, I'm already experiencing regarding my daughter, and even though she's not, even though I did make communication with her this week and stuff like that, even though she haven't been here, that still is like, it's not, it doesn't feel good to me. It's like, it's not, I can't say that it's not good. God works it for the good, but yeah, don't bother with my kids. And that's what I'm like, Lord, my kids is definitely, I don't sit around saying we all we got, because I'm telling you, my kids could have people wrapped around their finger if they knew that I wasn't going to be in my kids' ear or be in their life or whatever. Which I just don't understand why people would not want a mother to be in their kids' life. Like, that's the Twilight Zone type stuff to me, because I'm like, wait, what? I thought I thought y'all light when mothers, but anyway, so that's a whole nother thing going on. But yeah, so I woke up, he woke me up, and I was grateful for that, and that was that. So I think I might be in my emotions because of that. I'm just so tired of literally seeing these people. They don't, thank God they haven't said nothing to me, physically haven't bothered me, but like I said, there's probably still a bunch of witchcraft at play. But I'm just tired of seeing them, like literally tired of seeing their faces, because again, they don't exist to me. Like, that's how I strongly feel. um Tired of when I open my door, I see that, or it just, And definitely tired of seeing them in my dreams. That's another, to me, form of witchcraft. Like, oh, let us appear in her dreams all the time. And damn sure, if somebody did that, they do. I ain't even finna front, lie, nothing like that. Not being denied. But so I'm feeling a type of way about that. I don't know how long this video is as of now. Is it even still on? Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, I'm on 20 something minutes. I don't know. So, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good that I ordered groceries today instead of ordering some food out. And I'm going to get my behind in there and cook. Oh, I'm feeling good too because I got to wash some clothes and, I'm getting ready to go in here and to wash these dishes. I got some crab cakes in there cooking. That's another thing I was thinking of and I was going to speak on because I remember cooking some crab cakes one time, and it's always 4 that comes in a pack. There to, again, I don't want to give people all this like, I don't want people knowing about them if they're not paying me, but I like people to have good food, or something that I've tried before that I thought was good. But yeah, so my daughter, I remember she would kind of timidly ask for some food, feel timid or whatever. Can I have some crab? I just remember her little sweet voice and can I have some crab cakes and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah. But they know that I'm when I buy something specifically for me, I am possessive regarding my stuff. I am like almost selfish. I'm still going to share with my kids, especially if we didn't have anything else. Now, if there's something else in there, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go find you something else. But most of the time with my daughter anyway, she was eating like I would eat. She was eating a variety of stuff. She wasn't picky like that. And then we was just hungry. Like, we needed help. And, I mean, we wasn't starving, but we was hungry. And, that was a different time. And I just was looking back like, I don't want my kids feeling like that at all. Like, whatever's in there, y'all can have. But, of course, we're going to be respectful. If we bought something specifically for somebody, don't just go in there and eat it up. But just, like, never with her. And I just, I don't want her to feel like that. And it was just, like, towards the time, like, a month or two before she was, I didn't know she was leaving, but before she left out of here, that's what she was doing. She was like, and every time I would buy some food, she was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm like, kids don't gotta, I mean, this is very polite. And I want, what I'm saying, I raise kids to have manners, but you don't gotta thank me for every meal, honey, when I'm supposed to be feeding you as your parent. So I don't know, maybe she was feeling the type of way I was. And if she was, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't getting that. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to feed you. Because I remember a time when I even grew up and I got out of my people's house and my so-called mom, she was like, you can come over here anytime to eat, this, that, and the third. You can still come over here to eat. And I went over there one time and she told me flat out, it ain't enough. And I knew how that left me feeling. And then it was another thing. I knew how that left me feeling. It was something else, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't want my kids feeling like that at all. Like, I'm supposed to be feeding y'all. Now, how I get it done and accomplish that or whatever, don't y'all worry about that. Most of the time, I had to sometimes beg their dads and ask them for help and stuff like that. And, kind of remind them, you ain't send this for this week or whatever, this contribution. But it's like, since my daughter hadn't been here, honey, the contribution been coming in. And over the past, since she hadn't been here, and maybe even a little before that, maybe since about early 2020, I hadn't been having to say, oh, I need this or whatever. Now, with her dad, I was telling him, send me my money. Because your daughter lives here. And she is using electricity. She is using water, this, that, and the third. I mean, contribute. And he didn't want, $50 a month. Didn't want to do that. And I was like, boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to call him sorry like that right now, but boy, you sorry. You sorry as ever. But he just wanted to control me and control the situation. And the good thing is that the money that my boys' dad was sending in, I know some people think, oh, that money don't supposed to go to nobody else. It's just supposed to go to no baby. In my house, all money is going to all my kids. I don't care who daddy contributed it, and that's period. So, when it's in my hands, I'm not gonna, not take care. I'm not gonna get something for two of the kids and then not get something for my daughter with that, or I'm not gonna get something just for her with her daddy's money and not get something for my boys. When it comes to eating, now as far as needs and stuff, no, I would not take what was for her and spend it on them. I wouldn't take what's for them and spend it on her. That's my fairness or whatever. So anyway, so yeah, I was asking for help from them, and so I'm like, so I understand kids do feel and they know what the parents is going through, and especially they see the mom. They see, oh God, no, I'm struggling, my mom doing this, and I definitely was like, I don't want my kids to be trying to take care of me. Now, as far as teaching them responsibility and can you help out around the house, and if you get old enough and you're still living here, are you going to be paying a bill if necessary? Again, that's just not something that you want to have to do, but it's not terrible to try to help your kids to learn how to do that in this world of bill paying that we live in. So that was that, and that right there got me emotional, because it's like, instead of you trying to come against me, I mean, it's people literally out here throwing their kids in lakes. It's people out here, killing kids and this, that, and third. But instead of you, he would pick with me, and then the boys is that he wouldn't really pick. He would send something, but he would try to make me jump through hoops or be difficult, or he'll, like he's told me before, if I give something, I'm taking it back. So basically, I gotta get raped. I gotta get penis shoved down my throat. I got, what I'm saying? Are you coming over there to ruffle my feathers, not have peace? You can't just freely give. So it was just, it was wild. And at this point, it's like, I'm taking it as freely given, but I feel like, there's always something trying to be attached to it. And I'm like, it's only a matter of time before the shenanigans try to pop up or whatever. But I hope not. I'm not trying to quote unquote jinx myself or anything like that. I'm not superstitious any damn way, but yeah. But my thing is, anyway, I trust God, and I'm thankful that God is allowing me to have something coming up in this household. And I just wish that, as it has been now, it was when my daughter was here, and I think she would have felt a lot better or whatever. But the fact that she made contact and stuff this week and whatever, she must be feeling something, dealing with something, maybe, possibly. If she's not, that's good, and she just made contact just off of, just the fact that I'm her mom, and we should be solid like that. Yeah, wonderful. But I'm trying to tell you, this thing trying to have me in my emotions. Then the other so-called neighbors to the, that's closer than the ones across the street, my nerves just irks me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that's how I'm feeling. Then I was thinking about my so-called mom today, like, if she ever needed help, would I help her? She ever needed somewhere to come and stuff like that. And I just feel like, absolutely, without a doubt, even though I don't like the things that she's done to me or whatever, I'm not even saying that she is or anything. I think she's probably set for life, and hopefully she's smart enough to know, if her and her husband don't work out, which I don't see that, not, I don't see that happening. But and things have changed so drastically, and can change drastically so quickly in the blink of an eye, that you just never know. But I just felt that. I felt that in my heart. And I think it all comes from the fact that I made contact with my daughter. I'm good with her. And I'm good with my kids. I'm good with God. God is giving me peace, and He approves me. I'm fine with getting along with people. Now, mind you, I do want to keep them at a distance because they're so damn messy. But yeah, I don't have no problems with y'all. But I also don't want to have nobody in my life to where they're gonna be sneaky. They're gonna try to, do something, some betrayal type stuff. I ain't in the mood. Like, I thought we were supposed to be here to help one another anyway. So, but I'm not gonna get into all that. That's the type of person I am. That's been my character. But I've done had to adjust because of how they have been. And I'm like, I don't want to be like y'all, but I'm not finna just put up with y'all either. Like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not just taking stuff just lying down, and no, absolutely not. So that's that or whatever. that fish and stuff is gonna be so good. That's the other thing. I'm like, I want my daughter here tasting new recipes that I try and stuff like that. Like, I really do. I miss my child. Been missing her every day anyway. Before she contacted me, she mentioned her brothers, but yeah, just the way my parenting style is, she know I don't play that. If you don't have no relationship with them, or you out there doing whatever you feel like you want to do, and you ain't had no regard for them, you're not gonna just pop back up in their life. And me or my daughter, I'm not trying to be the first bitch. I mean, although we probably should if that's the case, but I'm not trying to let my kids my boys experience a B, or you know what I'm saying, those terrible experiences with a female. If they do, I guess they do need to go through that when they get older, with their significant other, or if they have female friends or something like that. They can get them experiences. I can teach them and I talk to them about those things, but I just don't want to expose them. That's just me. I don't want to expose them to that. I know I can't protect them from every single thing, from every bump, bruise, scratch, or shoot, maybe even worse. I had to come to terms and just trust God that you got my kids. I had to definitely quickly learn that and hear from the Lord when I was in that jail cell. Because I didn't have access to my kids. I couldn't call them. I tried to call them. I tried to reach them I tried to reach them when I was in there, and couldn't. And I never thought that I would be in no situation like that, to where I couldn't even just call them and tell them where I was at and what was going on. So, I know now, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Of course, sometimes it happens because somebody's trying to set some stuff up and manipulate and maneuver stuff and play God, or play, of course, in this case, the devil, and just be crazy. But it was just an eye-opener that things can happen, honey. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got everything all. It's not, I had my stuff tight, too. I don't play that. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to come back here and do this little video. Like I said, I got those crab cakes on the stove. Just kind of like, I started searing them first, and then I simmered them. I know you can bake them or whatever, but I'm having like some issues with stuff around the house. And again, still know the help that I want. But I go in there and get some down in my stomach. Then messed around, ate that ice cream. I ate some fruit though. I did eat my honeydew melon. And that's my day. I'm trying to, because it's been warmer outside, I'm trying to stay in the house. I ain't got no blinds right here, but even if I had them, they would be all the way up anyway, letting the sun and stuff in. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, try not to rush to go back to my jacuzzi, my spa and stuff, because usually by now I done had it filled up and all that, and had my stuff back up. But I don't right now, and that's on simmer too, not pause, but simmer. And it's supposed to be some warmer weather this week, so it would have been nice to definitely be in there. And then I'm coming off my cycle this week, not to be all TMI, but that would have been good. But and it's not too late, of course, but it's getting on into the week, so it's probably be sometime next week or the end of next week, depending on how the weather goes. And I'm trying to let my ground dry up, because from all the snow, all the rain, all the water that I've been letting out of the jacuzzi whenever I use it, the ground is like very soft. It's not getting a chance to get back solid and stuff like that. So that part. But also, I like to go sit outside, and that's my other thing now. I may still go sit outside even still, but I have to close like one side of the I guess it's like a partition, and because they so damn nosy. Anyway, I'm done right now. I'll be back later with something.